The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve. Happy weekend to you. We hope you're having a good time, and we're heading towards spring with every tick of the clock.
So usually this time of year, Tom, you start to have conversations about your family wanting to take a vacation and you not wanting to go over bridges and travel too far and stuff. Are you guys thinking, plotting? Is any of that going on in the Soccocio household?
We don't take vacations.
You did some before.
Way back when, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about vacation. Yes, would I love to do like I hear my friends do and you do, where you hop on a plane and go to Aruba or go down to Florida? I would love to be able to do that, but with Kelly with her eye problem, and then me with God only knows.
Yeah, and you love airplanes.
Yeah, of course I hate the traffic. I mean, it really is. You get clogged up in the airports, and or you're on the road and it's traffic bumper to bumper.
I think you should just put all your money towards plumbing updates.
Yeah, right.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, I'd like to get my plumbing cleaned out. Hey, Stephen Landers is back with us. He's the owner of CNY Plumbing Solutions, and you've been a busy man yourself. You probably don't get vacations either.
We take vacations, but being a small business owner, it's tough.
Yeah, to get away, right?
Yeah. The phone is always there.
About how many clients do you have on your roster that you see regularly?
Overall, our list is probably 3,000 to 5,000 customers we've served.
Oh
total.
No, get out of here.
So
you're lying.
Regular customers.
The lying plumber here on The Local Show.
I mean, that's a couple decades worth of customers.
Oh, okay, so, right.
They add up every year. A couple hundred a year. Half of them are probably new, half are repeat, and they just keep calling. So,
what happens in the springtime in this time of year? What kind of calls do you get for plumbing?
We get a lot of sump pumps. There's a lot of neighborhoods around here that have a lot of groundwater, a lot of snow melting and rain and all that. So
is there such a thing as a good sump pump that won't just eventually not work and flood your basement? I mean, how do you? They just die when you're using them. And I used to live at the house, mom's house, still there, sump pumps, and then or the power would go out and the water would rise. Is there a plan B if the thing, or you just got to get flooded?
So every sump pump will eventually fail. It's as certain as time itself. The solution is we have backup pumps. We have, we can put a second pump in, we can put a battery powered pump in, we can put a water powered pump in. Any of those options have different strengths and weaknesses. This time of year, we sell a lot of all of them. So
the pump sits next to the primary pump sits next to the backup pump.
Yep.
And then it does its thing if the main pump decides to.
Right. So if the main pump fails, you have a second pump. If the power goes out, if the second one is battery powered or water powered, it kicks in.
Water powered. How does that work?
So it uses the street water pressure coming in, and it creates a siphon that siphons the water out.
Interesting. Yeah.
So those are nice because they don't have the batteries. You don't have maintenance. There's not an actual pump to fail because the battery powered pumps are still a pump and pumps still fail. So those are nice. We do probably the majority of the backup pumps we do are water powered. There are situations where batteries are better. There are situations where a second pump is better. Like if you have a whole house generator, then just a second normal 120 volt pump is going to be great for you because you already have the investment in the whole house generator. So you don't have to worry about power outages. You only got to worry about the pump failing.
Yeah.
Right. Are people ever not in a hurry?
For plumbing services.
Because for plumbing services, because it seems like everything's an emergency, or am I wrong?
There's a lot of things that are emergencies. Sump pumps are one of the things that are emergencies. We answer the phone 24 hours a day for sump pumps, and we have them on the trucks, and we'll be there as soon as possible to swap it out for you. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of other things we get calls for that are not necessarily emergencies, but our schedule is pretty flexible. We have time a couple days out, or if it is like a water heater where it's almost emergency, same day, next day service is available for a lot of stuff like that. So, how
about toilets? Do you get a lot of calls for plug toilets?
Yeah, we do a lot of drain cleaning. Some of them are more simple with the plug toilets. There's a lot of septics around in the Onondaga County area. So we do a lot of service on
you'll
septic
work
lines.
on septic lines?
Yep. Yeah. So, the traps get clogged up or the lines get clogged up. A lot of them are older, so they just require, periodic maintenance. I just did a guy's house yesterday that he calls us once a year because his sewer is old and he knows it has problems, and we just go snake it once a year to keep the basement from flooding.
So preventative stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so so he knows, so I'm going to get ahead of it before the spring water comes pouring in?
Yeah, we were there for, a couple years in a row every year, just about like clockwork. And I said, hey, why don't you call us a month before this time instead of a month after?
And he did?
Yeah.
He listened to him. Okay. Any other preventative stuff that people could do to avoid having the big crisis?
If we're on sump pumps, a big thing with sump pumps is not letting any debris get in that pit down there.
Yeah.
I've gotten plenty of calls with, dog toys, kids' toys.
How about golf balls?
Golf balls will jam up the floats or the pump itself.
Why would anybody put golf balls in there?
Maybe they had one in their pocket and they sat down. I don't know.
No, my sump pump on the bottom has about 20 golf balls.
Wait a minute.
I don't know why.
Just in there for...
Yes, I don't know.
You need to ask Nicholas because
no, that wasn't. It was when we bought the house. I
wait,
noticed
there's golf balls in the bottom of your sump
in the
pump.
bottom of the
They probably had a putting green set up, I guess.
Really? Yeah. So that's not a
what-
thing. It's like they didn't put them in there for a reason.
Not that I'm aware of.
So my wife, when she was a kid, they would find marbles in the dirt that they were playing with, and she thought they were like they would come out like rocks, but she realized the kids had lost them there. So you see, like that's with your golf balls, Tom.
Yeah.
What was that? What the heck was the source? Are there better brands in respects to plumbing products, or are they all sort of the same?
There is, and there's even brands have different products they sell to different suppliers.
Right.
So if you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, any of the big box stores, you might see something that's the same brand that I sell. It's not necessarily the same product. And then there's always the stuff they sell online now. There's, any number of places you can buy stuff. The quality there isn't like the quality is on the products that
I noticed that when buying faucets and things like that. Like a Kohler faucet that you buy from a supply house is different than the Kohler that you buy at the big box store.
Right.
Which one's better?
The one from the supply house.
The one from the supply house is generally more high quality. They don't have to compete on price so much at the supply house. Mm-hmm. They got to compete with each other, but on different.
But why would
gradients.
Kohler make different degrees of?
If they have the same exact product, then they have to compete directly on price.
Oh, so they tweak it a little bit.
Right. So they change it a little bit so that way it's not the same. So you can't price shop directly between the supply houses and that. Which for us it doesn't make a big difference as long as you are in a name brand product. Mm-hmm. The Kohlers, the Moens, Deltas, those guys.
With that.
Right. If you go to the stuff you get offline that has no name, we worry more about parts availability. It's going to need service at some point. Are the parts going to be there when you need service?
So eventually, everyone needs a plumber. Everyone needs to have a guy. You could be that guy in your team. CNY Plumbing Solutions. So CNYPlumbing.com. That's really easy to get to. Or you can give you a shout at 753-1104. Does that sound right?
That's it.
Maybe you want to have that number written down in case there's a situation, or maybe you want to do a remodel or do something that requires plumbing. 753-1104. CNY Plumbing. Steve Landers is the man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.